welcome back to our channel. Are you looking to hang a TV? Are you wondering how easy it is? Or are you thinking, oh, where do I even start? Well, you're at the right place because I'm going to show you what I just done, or what I am doing. So give this video a thumbs up on your way in, and let's see if we can figure this out together. Well, my son wants a TV on his wall, and we have a TV in mind, and I'll show it to you. He has this small TV. It was sitting back there on one of his desks, but he wants it up here on this wall, like right here in the center. We got an attic up here, some bolted ceiling here. He wanted it right here. That way he can tilt it whichever way he wants. So where do we start? Great question, very great question. Well, first of all, you gotta find the stud. Do you want it in the center? Do you want it off to the left? And usually, when it comes to a door jamb, there's a stud there. But if you don't have a stud finder, which I don't have one, you can kind of tell by knocking on the wall. Another way is, we got a receptacle here, so you know there's a stud on this side or on this side. We know it's right here. So we follow it up. And I made a little mark right there. And then there's a 16-inch mark right there at the red line, and go over, and I made a mark right here. Right here's the mark. And so I tested it. You can hear the sound difference right here. So I made a mark and I measured 16 inches to over here. Now here's the bracket that we're going to use. Now I do have this. If this is something you might want to use yourself, I have a link in the description below. This bracket comes with it. So see, this is the side that bolts onto the wall. We'll kind of show you. There's a 16-inch mark to right here and right here. And so I put this on the wall, a little level, and I laid across the top. So I kind of leveled this up, and I made a mark right here from that circle, and one over here on this side. And so it's nice and level. Now, since I don't have a stud finder, and you most likely don't either, this is the screw that come in the package. All these parts came in the package. It's kind of overwhelming. Which ones do I use them for what application? Well, there's 4 of these in this pack section A. And these are meant to go into the bracket to hook it onto the wall. So since I don't have a stud finder, you want to find yourself a drill, and I can put a description of that. Actually, all the tools and everything I'm using, I'll put that in the description below if you happen to need any of those things. So I'll get a bit smaller than this, and then I'm going to drill holes with the hopes of hitting a stud. You might be asking, why would I drill holes in the wall? That'd be awful. Actually, the bracket will cover them up if I hit a bad spot. And if you want to close them up, just use a little bit of drywall compound or a little bit of caulking and get rid of the holes. Okay, here's the one. Let's see. What's that mean? That means there's no stud where I thought it was. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go about a ½ inch to the left. And do the same thing. Oh man, I missed. I missed. I bet it's more over that way. Right here. So right, this area right here is the stud. We figured this was probably the center of the stud. So I'm going to put that right there. Put this across. After I put the level on top and make sure it's level. That's where it's at. And there's the mark. How close am I? There's a stud there. Okay, I pulled this bracket up away from the part that sticks against the wall. And then I want to take a hammer and pound the screw in so it's solid into the stud. And then I grabbed a 10mm because it fits the head of that screw and take it out. Now that makes a nice starter hole in here for you. Then we'll grab these washers. out of the ME and put the washer over the screws. Now you see the screw in there with the washer on it. One there and one there. Now you can see how I'm holding it up like that. And then I'm going to use the hand that I'm holding my phone and that 10mm wrench and draw it in tight. Now this screw is not tightening in. Pound it into the stud like that. There it is. Now it's gripping a hold of the stud. Now you might be asking, now why don't you use an impact or a big drill and a screwdriver? Well, I could, but I know most of you guys don't have those kind of tools, so I'm putting it up as if you're doing it. Now here's the level. See what it looks like? I laid it there in the middle. And it's off just a little bit that way, which means this side's got to come up. And you'll see that this screw is smaller than that. So you loosen that up a little bit and push this up. What slot's left? This side, push this down, what slot's left, and that should level that up since it's that close. And so there you have it. Nice and strong. Now I can go put another one in here and here. Not necessary, at least my thinking it's not. It would give you more peace of mind. But you might be asking yourself, that's perfect for mine. Mine came perfect right there. If I look in here between that doorway to the closet and that little folded ceiling, it's perfect. What if my stud's here? Well, then you just put the screw there. You just want to line this up in the middle between the whole opening, and wherever your stud falls, you put your two studs. See, I could get away with just putting two studs right here and be just fine. Or I can get away with right here, or better yet, in the middle. And you'd be just fine. And it'll hold most TVs. And then where there's not a stud, you can get those big anchors and drill the hole in the drywall, and it'll go in and it'll collapse against and be real solid too. But don't just put your TV mount on the drywall itself. It's not, you can do that, you can probably get away with that, but it's not recommended. It's recommended to go into a stud where it's solid. Okay, here's the back side of my TV. Now this is an older TV, so your TV may look different. Here's the mount, 4 mount holes. So these here are designed to work with just about any TV. What you want to make sure is this indentation is pointing down like that. Because once you put this on there, then you're going to hook it right onto the bracket up there. Here's another easy way to do it. There's an arrow there, so don't ignore that. This one here will work for this TV. It's flush to the top, flush to the bottom, but you can move this anywhere you want based on how high you want up here, if you want it higher or lower. Now here's all the other brackets and stuff. What do I use? The different diameters of bolts, and you just find the one that will fit this bracket, this hole here. Now I had this screw in the whole way, and you'll see, now what do I do? What do I do? There's an easy fix for that. You got these different spacers, and MG is the one I'm going to use, and it's about 1/4 inch thick. I'll take this screw back out and lay this underneath, and that'll space it out because the screw's a little bit too long. Now we pick this TV up and hang it right on top there like that. See how it went down over it? Now we go out in the front. Of course, I'm going to get rid of that because I'm sure I know what you're thinking. Now, this can slide over against here. This piece can go over here. It won't fall off. You can go the whole way over here, whole way over there, however you want to position it. There's 2 spots you can hook it hanging on this slot. There's another slot down in here you can hang it if you want it up higher. This here is your jam screw. We'll turn that and you can see how it's going past. And you can do this with your fingers like this. Now there's a little screwdriver that come with the kit too. And you can run it up with that as well. And you can run those the whole way up and bottom them out against the top here. That'll help keep it from sliding back and forth. Not that it hurts anything, but it gives you a little more sense of security. You can run it over that way. You could run it this way, over here. You could put it in the center and just push it up against the wall, which is probably how we'll do it. And then like I did with the screws on the back side here, you can loosen them up and you can tilt it out like that as well. And if you're asking, what about all the holes you put in it? You can actually see, you can't see the holes in that. You can't see the holes in it anymore, can ya? It's about working smarter, not harder, right? Have you heard that saying before? What about another saying? The sign of a good carpenter is how you can hide your mistakes. Okay, we hung a 2011 TV. Wow, that's 15 years old, a TV now. But it's hung up like it's brand new. Another successful project. Thank you for watching. Give this channel a thumbs up if you didn't already. Until the next time, you guessed it. Have a great day.